The draft is come and gone, and look, we all have questions. Okay, sometimes post-draft, you have more questions about your team than pre-draft. It happens. So we're going to look at a few scenarios. We're going to be talking about some player who might have an uncertain situation. What kind of value we can expect if we are trying to move or acquire them? Would you buy or sell Travis Etienne for Devonta Smith? And for reference, Travis Etienne did go at the 5'9" in a recent Superflex tight end premium startup. He is 24 years old, under contract for 2 more seasons, and he does have the 5th-year option, which is available if Jacksonville decides to use it. However, Dougie P did get his guy. He
Ooh,
drafted
yeah.
Tank Bigsby, not
Mm.
Scooter Smallsby. And did you see the Fantasy Gazette
Oh, yeah.
tweet?
Love the
Yeah.
Fantasy Gazette.
So has Travis Etienne's market value been impacted like some people think he has? Not a lot of tank truthers pre-draft. I know one of them. I'm talking to him. But Nate, what are you doing here? Do we want the running back? Do we want the wide receiver?
As you guys all know, I am pretty high on Tank Bigsby. Love Tank, love his talent, love the compliment that he is going to be to Travis Etienne for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I don't love the compliment that he's going to be to Etienne for fantasy football. I think Bigsby being there, he's going to eat up a good amount of carries, and I think Etienne will certainly be the leader of that backfield, but his overall volume is going to be limited now. And with that limitation of a full workload, targets, touches, they equal fantasy points. And the less you have of those, the less fantasy points you're going to score at the end of the day. That's just how it ends up. So Travis Etienne, while still good, and I think going to have some really big weeks, I think overall he's much more of an RB2 at this point than an RB1 for your team, because he is going to have part of his workload eaten into by Tank Bigsby. We saw it last year against the Chiefs, where our boy JaMychal Hasty was on the field more often than Travis Etienne. We see now they get drafted a day 2 running back. I still like Etienne. He's going to score fantasy points, but give me Devonta Smith here. That's a guy that even with A.J. Brown across from him, he is still producing big numbers. He's shown me that he can be, a fringe top 12. I don't know where I think it was like a wide receiver 11, 12, 13, something like that this year. So he's right there, as a top 12 wide receiver. I like that production. He's going to score more points in my lineup than Travis Etienne is. Give me Devonta Smith.
Travis Etienne last year, 220 carries for 1,125 yards, 5 touchdowns. Through the year, 35 catches, 316 yards, no touchdowns. So a good running back season, 1,100 yards, 316 yards through the air.
Decent.
For reference, in Devonta Smith's career, which is 2 years now, and the cool, you think about it, he's tied to Jalen Hurts. I think he's an Eagle longer than A.J. Brown is, but for his career, 159 catches for 2,112 yards and 12 touchdowns. So, not like huge touchdown numbers, but a great PPR wide receiver. And just, I am spoiled getting to watch A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith playing for the Eagles every week. However, for me, and this is not me being a homer either, I'm going to take Devonta Smith. There is nothing wrong with guys in a high-powered offense like the Eagles, like the Bengals, taking their number 2 wide receiver. So my examples are Devonta Smith, T. Higgins. Everybody wants the alpha, and I get it. I do. Trust me. I understand you want the guy on your team, but sometimes the value is much better. I will take Devonta Smith over Travis Etienne. I think I have more longevity, and especially with how fluid the running back situation has been, not just in Jacksonville, but in the NFL as a whole. Give me the certainty of a guy who could push to be a number 1 wide receiver. As far as, number 1, not on his team, but just like a 1 through 12.
Production-wise.
Dallas Goedert coming back hurts him next year. Playing a full slate, he did miss 5 games, so that'll bump him down a little bit. Let's move on here. Nate, would you buy or sell Deebo Samuel for a random 24 first? He went at the 806 in a recent Superflex tight end premium startup. He's 27 years old. He's under contract for 4 more seasons with a potential out in 2025. He's also still extremely salty about the NFC Championship game. And our thought is this. Was he a one-hit wonder? There's obviously the conversation of if you're rebuilding versus contending, but in a vacuum, is there one you just take straight up over the other? And, I was thinking about this earlier. Everybody wants a piece of the Kyle Shanahan offense. We just don't know which one it is. So is it Deebo? Is it Ayuk? Is it Trey Lance? Is it Christian McCaffrey? Can he stay healthy? Is it Kittle, or is it their new receiving tight end, Cameron Latu? Shame we got his guy. But Nate, what are we doing? We want Debo or we want the pick?
This is obviously a hard one because, as we said already, the rebuilding versus contending conversation. There's the random 21st. It could be one of any 12 picks. But if I'm looking at this in a vacuum, it goes to I'm trying to win my championship this year. And I want Debo Samuel because if Debo Samuel, let's see, I'm picking him up in the 8th round of my startup. I mean, he might be my wide receiver 3. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And possibly having someone overtake him in the season who's maybe a younger guy I pick up and having Debo my flex, I'm very happy with that because as we see, Debo is under contract for at least 2 more years, but he's actually there for 4 more seasons. And he's only 27. He's not the 30-year-old range yet. So he's still like in the prime of his career. We haven't seen it, and the injuries have been there, and the injuries have been bad. But when he's on the field, he has been productive, and it doesn't matter who that quarterback is. That offense can be productive. We've seen that. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Whether it's Brock Purdy, whether it's Sam Darnold, whether it's Trey Lance, Debo Samuel is going to be scoring me double-digit points per game. I'm going to keep him on my roster.
For reference, his breakout season was in 2021 where he played 16 games. He had 121 targets, 77 catches for 1,405 yards and 6 touchdowns. He added a lot on the ground too. 59 carries for 365 yards and 8 touchdowns. I want Debo. Here's the thing. If he comes back to the semblance of what he was in 2021, okay, I think I can get more for him than a 2024 first.
Yeah.
And if he's on my roster right now and he helps me win a championship, I'll move him for the 24 first then. So I could, in reality, have both and a championship on top of it.
It's true.
That's the way I'm going to play that game. And yes, I understand that it could be a very big variance of 2024 first. But give me the player right now that I think has a good chance of helping me win a championship.
I still believe in the talent, and this is a buy or sell. Debo is very much a hold for me if you have him in this instance. But am I buying Debo for a random 24 first? I'm probably looking elsewhere if I'm selling my 2024 first for a wide receiver.
Can you just name a few, like Drake London, of course?
Obviously, Drake London, Jahan Dotson. Those players, I think, have similar production to Debo, and you're getting younger.
Let's move on, shall we? Nate, would you buy or sell Dameon Pierce for Rachaad White? So, for reference, went at the 8-12 in a recent Superflex Titan Premium startup. He's 23 years old. He's going to be under contract for 3 more seasons. And look, he survived, man. He made it through. Houston running backs didn't do anything at the running back position. Houston Texans didn't do anything at the running back position. So, hey, Dameon, you're a survivor. Congrats. But do you want him or do you want the guy who projects to be the guy in Tampa Bay? Both teams have quarterback question marks because, look, we know CJ Stroud is the guy in Houston, but we haven't seen him play an NFL game yet. And is it Baker Mayfield or is it Kyle Trask? We don't know. So what are you doing here, Nate?
Congratulations to Dameon Pierce. He exceeded my expectations. I did not expect him to get through the draft. Seriously. Way to go, Dameon. Round of applause for that guy. Is he going to do it twice, though? Probably not. I don't think Rachaad White's going to do it twice either. So I think both these guys are 2023 running backs. And at this point, I just like Rachaad White more, just to be quite honest. I think, the Buccaneers, they have to give the ball to Rachaad White. We saw what they did last year when Tom Brady wasn't playing well. They ran the ball. They get the ball. Rachaad White has that great passing game. Dameon Pierce has a great receiving game as well. But I do think Rachaad White's a better receiver, and I think they're going to use him more in that capacity as long as a guy like Leonard Fournette's not there. So I like Rachaad White. I think they have similar upside, these players, but I like Rachaad White more from a talent perspective and from a fantasy productive aspect because of that receiving ability. I think he's more of a natural receiver than Dameon Pierce. We saw the production a lot more in college as well. So I'm going to take Rachaad White here. It's very close, though. I will be honest. And I think both of these guys are kind of one-year rentals. I don't think they're going to have the starting gig in their backfield next year. I think both these teams look to replace their running backs in the 2024 draft.
I think it's possible, but the good thing is neither team has to. don't have to be forced to do so. They could just keep trotting these guys out there while they continue to rebuild their rosters. For me, it's Rachaad White. There might be a little bit more of a gap. Let's look at it. So Rachaad White started 8 games, 129 carries for 481 yards, only 1 touchdown on the ground, but through the air, 50 catches for 290 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dameon Pierce, on the other hand, he did start 13 games, 220 carries for 939 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. Not as good as Rachaad White. 30 catches for 165 and 1 touchdown. Now, who was his competition? Rex Burkhead. Whereas we had Rachaad White and Leonard Fournette there. Leonard Fournette has been a very good professional running back. I think the fact that Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a much better receiving core, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, it's going to take some pressure off the running game. Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask, I think, are good enough to get the ball to those wide receivers and give some opening room for Rachaad White. I don't think that either of these guys are going to be one-year rentals, though, because I don't think they have to be. I think the position these teams are in, they can look to do other things. For example,
Also, let's not forget that Dameon Pierce, while he got through the draft without a day 2 running back coming in, they did pick up Devin Singletary, who I do not expect to just sit on the bench and do nothing.
And he is
what have the Buccaneers done so far? So I think Dameon Pierce is not going to have the volume at this point that Rachaad White's going to have because of Devin Singletary being there. And then even when the Buccaneers go and sign, who knows, maybe they bring back Fournette or they go after Zeke if they want a veteran presence. Those guys aren't going to do as much as Devin Singletary is as well. So I'll take Rachaad White, who's not going against the scary running back that Devin Singletary is.
And
he just won't go away, though.
Let's not forget, Devin Singletary is a good receiving back, man. He really is. Here's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have on their roster. Rachaad White is slated as the starter. Chase Edmonds is his backup. They did sign him.
All right.
Keyshawn Vaughn still kicking.
Hey.
They have Patrick Laird, Ronnie Brown, and Sean Tucker.
Patrick Laird. And then Sean Tucker's there. That's true.
The Houston Texans have Dameon Pierce, Devin Singletary, Mike Boone, Dare Ogunbowale. I guarantee I said that wrong. Here's a throwback for you, Nate. Jared Dokes.
All right.
Oh, and Xavier Valade.
Yeah, I like him. Nice little undrafted free agent as well.
Yeah, so there you go. I just think that Rachaad White, it is pretty close. Would you, this one I feel like is just directed right towards you. Would you buy or sell Jameson Williams for Zay Flowers? So, reference, recent Superflex tight end premium startup. JMO went at the 7-7. He's 22 years old. He is suspended for the first 6 games, I believe. But what would you rather have?
Yeah, so I would. This is a good one. I want Zay Flowers, to be quite honest. And that's because while Mark Andrews is the number 1 target for the Ravens, Zay Flowers, being a wide receiver, is going to get pretty close to the same target share, I think. Maybe not right away, but this team has invested in Zay Flowers. Bateman has been chirping all offseason. I don't think the team is including him in their long-term plans. OBJ, if healthy, could be something, but that's a big if. So Zay Flowers, we've seen what they've done with Marquise Brown before. He was averaging almost 8 targets per game, I believe, his last season with the Ravens. They're going to get Zay Flowers the ball. And with Jameson Williams, I love the talent of Jameson Williams, but he's been off the field. He's going to be at the field for almost 2 years by the time he gets on the field this year. And also, Amon-Ra St. Brown is there. And I just, at this point, Jameson isn't going to he's not going to be the one. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be the one there. Jameson, while he has the potential to maybe be the 1B with Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's just missing too much time at this point for me to project him any better than that. And while I believe he's the talent to do better than that, I need to see it first. I feel like resetting the clock here with Zay Flowers. I like the landing spot. I think the Ravens are going to have a really good offense with Todd Monken being the guy. So I'm going to go with Zay Flowers here. Give me Zay Flowers over Jameson Williams.
I respect your decision, and I also respectfully disagree. I'm going to take Jameson Williams, and I like Zay Flowers. I like his landing spot, but I just like Jameson Williams' talent better. And this is one of the times I'm going to just say talent over opportunity. And I'm willing to wait a little bit, and I think he could be a good, I don't want to say second fiddle, to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I think that they can complement each other well. And, you know, people love to hate Jared Goff. I don't know why. Jared Goff has shown that not only is he a good NFL quarterback, good enough NFL quarterback, he can support fantasy wide receivers. I mean, look what he's done in the past. Pretty sure Cooper Kupp's been pretty good when Jared Goff was there, right?
Pretty good.
He's been pretty much the only guy throwing the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown as a pro.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Hawkinson had some good games with Jared Goff. So Jared Goff can support fantasy relevant players. I think you could do it with Jameson Williams. But yeah, I'm just going to, in this case, I'm going to take the talent over opportunity. I believe in Jameson Williams, and he's one of those guys where if you've waited this long, you're going to keep waiting.
Hey, I did just acquire Jameson Williams, so I'm certainly not out on Jameson Williams. I still love his talent. Just, I need him to be on the field, man. I need him to be on the field.
Well, that is it for the video today. I do hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Comment down below your thoughts on the video itself. And in case you missed the exciting news, we have our very own 2023 Dynasty Rewind Rookie Draft Guide available. With this Rookie Draft Guide, you'll gain access to our film grade, player insights, and Dynasty Outlooks for every single player we believe to be fantasy relevant. On top of that, you'll receive several articles. 5 things you need to know before your draft, rookie draft trends and strategy, best rookie draft values, rookie sleepers, players to draft at your own risk, our My Guys, and a 2024 draft preview. All in all, you'll receive over 70 pages of content. The link for that draft guide will be in the pinned comment below, as well as the YouTube description box. If you enjoyed this video or any of our other content, I really hope you check it out, because I really think you're going to love what we've put together. But hey, that's going to be it for us today. We will see y'all in the next one, but until then, y'all have a good one.